So this is Millie Mini AI. This is the latest version. We just sent out the first model for adoption. Um, you could call it a sale, but these things are alive. So I'm treating them like real beings. They're AI. So AI is on the back end powering everything, but really this is much more than just an AI wrapper. This is a whole app that's powered by AI, but it does multiple things. And I'm building this for the whole family. So there's parts of this that work for kids or younger students, but there's part of this that works for adults. So I'll show you all that right now. But basically, this is the dashboard. All of these are changeable. So we'll be featuring more videos on that later. But if we just decide to go with this face right here, when I open this up, I have this menu bar.
Millennial Bot, it's 11 p.m. Time to drink more Gatorade. Don't forget water sucks.
All right. So that's the alert. That one was just playing an alert.
Millennial Bot, it's 11 p.m. Time to drink more Gatorade.
All right.
Don't forget water sucks.
All right. So that's actually, I'll just show you that right here. That's this schedule. So you can schedule yourself these alerts and then program a personal message for that. And then the notepad allows you to record notes with the AI, and you can view these at any time when you're also having a conversation. So that's going to be helpful if you're like trying to cook something or trying to find something, and you want to have, you want to basically just create a note out of while you're talking to AI. Right? And then this is the newest thing we just added right here. So this is AI reports. And basically what I have is another app running on the back end that's updating a database with AI news reports that are summaries of real articles that are out there on the internet. So it's using like a web scraping algorithm, and it's finding all these stories that are categorized by different topics, different subjects like sports, entertainment, tech, politics, and then it's aggregating those, but it allows you to filter those, right? So you can control your own feed. And then when you hit play,
Drones rain down in Sudan, a new battle for gold and oil. Picture this, the South Central Kordofan region in Sudan, not just a tranquil landscape, but a critical battleground where drone warfare is changing the game.
so that's a news story, right? And right here we have the link to the official article. If we go back, we can see that all of these are stories. And if you just hit play,
ICE training under fire. Whistleblower calls it broken. In a gripping testimony,
it'll
that
just
sent
read the
shock
story
waves
out to
through
you. So
Capitol
you can have this on your desk,
Ryan Schwab,
and it'll just be reading in the
whistleblower and former
background.
attorney for US
And if you
Immigration
want to, you
and
can just
Customs
skip
Enforcement.
to the next
A
story.
fight for freedom. Lucinda's battle against nursing.
So just think about this as like AI not only becomes a news reporter, right, to give you these updates, these reports, but it'll read these out loud to you, but also you're able to see the UI and you're able to read it on text, right? So this is taking AI to the next level. This is using AI as the brain, but creating a lot of layers on top that people can actually use, right? So that's the reports. You can also filter these, right? And you can set which reports you actually bring in. So this has a lot of categories that you may not be interested in, that you may not even want in your feed. So you filter those out before they even get onto your timeline, right? This is the face. We've added new faces, so it's not just the robot face. I think this is going to go further with more people. This is the AI chatbot. This is more of a transcription, so you can keep the text history. So as you're chatting, there'll be a complete text history here already, but you can just review it if you need to. Or if you just want to use transcription, you can do it here. But what I also added is the new translate feature. So what this does is it actually translates whatever you say. So you set the language like English and Spanish, but when you hit record, it auto detects what language you're speaking and it automatically does the translation for you. So you can be sitting down and you can just keep hitting record and transcribe, and the translation will work automatically. So that's something that's built in that you can use at work if you buy one of these for yourself. And then the games. So this is intended more for a younger user, but again, families can get these, and it'll work on different age levels. But basically, we have games, so we can do jokes. Let's just play one.
Let's have some laughs. I'll tell you a joke. Why did the phone wear glasses?
I don't know. It's actually listening. So there's many different games. Under the fun games, there's riddles, jokes, trivia, true or false, and stories. So, you could be just hanging out at the house. You could want to throw on some trivia and just play some trivia with a couple of your friends. And now you can do it on here. And there's multiple different difficulty levels. And then there's stories, which I just built in. This only has one story, but this is kind of the example of what it can do.
Story time. Get cozy and listen to this tale. High above the quiet world, in a sky filled with soft silver clouds and drifting moonlight, there lived a very small star. The other stars sparkled brightly across the darkness, twinkling proudly for everyone below.
So basically,
Each evening,
it's got a 5 slideshow story.
They shimmered and flashed. Like, I'm just not bright enough, the little star sighed. No one will ever know. That same night, in a small house at the...
So basically, we can keep programming in stories, and we can even allow the users to create their own stories and upload them, right? And then that's all under the fun game section. If we go to learning, then it gets a little more intense, but I think this is really good for younger kids. So you have math, and under math, it does numbers and equations. So numbers, it'll just show the number, and it'll say, what number is this? And the kid's supposed to say it's a 1, or it's a 2, or it's a 9, right? And then for medium and hard, it gives them longer numbers with more digits. But with equation, it actually shows an equation, and it has you solve it. So we can do a quick demo right now of addition.
Let's practice addition. I'll give you some problems to solve. 51 plus 9.
60. So you can see that the timer went off.
26 plus 7.
You can see that the timer went off, so that's adjustable. You can set it to 10, 20, or 30 seconds, but 30 seconds should be long enough. You can also pause it and take your time. You can also set it to not do a time at all, and you have to press play to record your answer. So it's a completely manual mode. So basically, that same flow has math. It also has language. So if we go into language, we have letters and spelling, and it actually listens for you to spell the words out, and it'll correct you. And then under science, we have animals and foods. And these ones are more like pictures, but it works on lessons and quizzes. So if we go to lessons and press play, it's going to show you an image.
Let's learn about animals. I'll show you an animal and tell you all about it. This is an ostrich. Ostriches are birds. They're the biggest birds in the world, but they cannot fly.
So these are custom images that I made with AI and then uploaded them. But basically, it's going to have an image of the animal. It's going to have a description, and it's just going to teach you about them. But if we go back to the animals, it also has the quiz built in. So it'll do the same thing, but it won't tell you the name. It'll describe it. It'll show you the image, and you have to tell it the name. So that's how it becomes a quiz. It does the same thing for foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, natural foods, meats, things like that, right? geography. This shows you a map of the U.S. states. Does the same thing, teaches you about them, or it quizzes you on them. And then the same thing with shapes, just quizzes you on them. So basically that's it for this section. Again, this is one of the sleekest versions here. So this is just kind of like a desktop setup. But this can also just run on any tablet. So you don't necessarily have to buy a 3D printed case like this that holds the tablet. You could actually just go to the website and download the app, and it'll run on a subscription. So the only thing you have to pay for is the AI cost, right? So you buy a subscription, a monthly subscription from DreamCloud. We handle all that on the back end, which is LLM and text-to-speech, and then it'll just work. And if you want to, you can actually buy a unit, like a robot unit from us, and we'll have different varieties of that. All 3D printed right now. Some of these without any wheel and a very sleek base. Some of these with a little bit of a taller base and wheels. And then some of them being fully embodied robots. And in the future, we're going to add motors and controllers so you can actually drive these around. And hopefully they become autonomous. The other thing I should show you right now is right here, the brain settings. We have this hooked up with OpenClaw. So you can run OpenClaw on a different computer, on a different server, wherever you want to run it. Most people are running it on little Apples, Mac Minis. So you can run it here as long as you know your URL and your gateway token. You just throw it in here, and it also works with that. So that's basically what's going on, and we're going to continue to test it and 3D print the robots and put them out there for our beta testers. And we should have the app live on the website. It won't be through the Google Play Store. It won't be on the iOS App Store, but it'll be downloadable from our website, and you'll be able to just run it on your tablet device. Or you can buy one of these, and it comes pre-installed. So stay tuned. We'll have more update pretty soon.